only real danger that exists is man himself. He is the great danger, and we are pitifully unaware of it. We know nothing of man, far too little. His psyche should be studied, because we are the origin of all coming evil.
Where do people's motives, intentions, and inevitable actions come from? A question that is perhaps more crucial now than ever before. Carl Jung was determined to answer this question by diving deep down into his own psyche, using a method called active imagination, the method that became the very source of Jung's work. With this deep meditation technique, Jung was able to develop the theory on archetypes, that today is a widely accepted theory in modern psychology. Archetypes are the building blocks of the psyche, representing fundamental patterns of human experience and behavior. After mastering his own psyche, Jung is able to access the deepest core of his mind, where he encounters the wise old man archetype, the very source of human motivations. In this encounter, Jung is given the answer to why other human civilizations before has failed, and what core belief system is needed for the future of mankind. We will now explore some of these writings. I recommend that you view the previous videos on the wise man archetype before viewing this.
Speak to us about gods and devils, accursed one.
This is the fourth sermon to the dead. The sun god is the highest good, the devil the opposite. Thus you have two gods. But there are many high and good things and many great evils. Among these are two devil gods, one is the burning one, the other the growing one. The burning one is Eros, in the form of a flame, it shines by consuming. The growing one is the tree of life. It greens by heaping up growing living matter. Eros flames up and dies. But the tree of life grows with slow and constant increase through measureless periods of time. Good and evil unite in the flame. Good and evil unite in the growth of the tree. In their divinity life and love stand opposed. The number of gods and devils is as innumerable as the host of stars. Each star is a god, and each space that a star fills is a devil. But the empty fullness of the whole is the pleroma. Abraxas is the effect of the whole, and only the ineffective opposes him. 4 is the number of the principal gods, as 4 is the number of the world's measurements. 1 is the beginning, the sun god. 2 is Eros, for he binds 2 together and spreads himself out in brightness. 3 is the tree of life, for it fills space with bodies. 4 is the devil, for he opens all that is closed. He dissolves everything formed and physical, he is the destroyer in whom everything becomes nothing. Happy am I who can recognize the multiplicity and diversity of the gods. But woe unto you, who replace this incompatible multiplicity with a single God. In so doing you produce the torment of incomprehension, and mutilate the creation whose nature and aim is differentiation. How can you be true to your own nature when you try to turn the many into one? What you do unto the gods is done likewise unto you. You all become equal and thus your nature is maimed. Equality prevails not for the sake of God, but only for the sake of man, for the gods are many, while men are few. The gods are mighty and endure their manifoldness. Like the stars they abide in solitude, separated by vast distances. Therefore they dwell together and need communion, so that they may bear their separateness. For redemption's sake I teach you the reprehensible, for whose sake I was rejected. The multiplicity of the gods corresponds to the multiplicity of men. Numberless gods await the human state. Numberless gods have been men. Man shares in the nature of the gods. He comes from the gods and goes unto the God. Thus, just as it is no use to reflect upon the pleroma, it is not worthwhile to worship the multiplicity of the gods. Least of all does it serve to worship the first God, the effective fullness, and the summum bonum. By our prayer we can add nothing to it, and take nothing from it, because effective emptiness gulps down everything. The bright gods form the heavenly world, it is manifold and extends and increases infinitely. The sun God is the supreme lord of the world. The dark gods form the earthly world. It is simple and diminishes and declines infinitely. The devil is its nethermost lord, the moon spirit, satellite of the earth, smaller, colder, and more dead than the earth. There is no difference between the might of the heavenly and earthly gods. The heavenly gods magnify, the earthly gods diminish, both directions are immeasurable. Here the dead interrupted Philemon's speech with angry laughter and mocking shouts, and as they withdrew, their discord, mockery, and laughter faded into the distance. That was the fourth sermon to the dead. Here we learn about the four source energies of the universe. The burning one, Eros, the source of sexual energy, where good and evil unite. The growing one, the tree of life that fills space with bodies. The devil, affective emptiness, we see this in physics called entropy. The total entropy of a system either increases or remains constant in any spontaneous process, it never decreases. The sun god, Helios, effective fullness and the beginning, we also learn that worship of effective fullness is useless and increases the energy of effective emptiness. That is why Jung was critical of religions that is built on worship, it has an anti-differentiation agenda, therefore it is anti-life. In the next episode we will dig deeper into Jung's criticism on modern religion. Thank you for viewing.